Welcome to episode number 81 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of JOMBOY Media. It's been a while since we've said hello to this guy. We're interrupting his gaming afternoon, it looks like. Steven Brault, where's that microphone that you like to hold like this? And where's that one?
Yeah, that's out of pure laziness. That is still in my car. I think it's actually in here somewhere, but I don't think I've taken it out of its bag since I got home.
Have you unpacked your car or not?
Yeah. That's why I'm saying it's probably in here somewhere. I still know where it is. Probably like thrown in the back of my closet in the bag. So I did get these headphones specifically for gaming. This is the first time I've used it for anything else. So I'm glad it's working. Usually it's just to hear my teammates tell me how terrible I am. So
what are you playing these days?
Oh, I play a game called Valorant. It's like a shooter, like a 5-on-5. Go round for round, try to win the round shooter. It's fun. I'm not very good at it at all, but I'm enjoying it.
Are these your San Diego boys or are these teammates? Is it a mix? What is it?
No, nobody I know plays this game, so I'm playing with completely random people on the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're really, they're really mean. Sometimes you get a nice team. You get a few people that are like, oh, supporting each other, let's work together. And sometimes you just get like immediately hated on from the get-go. It's the internet's a scary place sometimes.
So there's a possibility you could be playing with like a 10-year-old and you don't know.
Oh no, I definitely know, because sometimes they have mics and you just hear like this, hey guys, I think we should go B to start. And it's just like mute immediately. I can't do this. I know that I'm playing with 12-year-olds and I know that they're better than me, but I can't listen to them tell me that they're better than me. That's just my own ego. I need that.
Is there one person on the other line who is known they're playing with Steven Brault?
No, not here. Not in this game. I used to play MLB The Show, and one time I was talking to somebody that I was playing against, and I was using the Pirates, pitching as myself, and I told him that it was me, and he didn't believe me. So, it's okay. I
Wait a second.
won.
Hold on. Did he believe you by the end?
No, he didn't. He never believed me. He just thought I did like my research, I guess, on myself. But like my name is Scuba, so it's like, you could look it up. It's the same sort of name, but it's fine. It's honestly probably better, keep a little anonymity so that people don't know how terrible I am at video games, even though I play them a good amount.
Okay. Interesting. I love that the guy he thought you're bullshitting. Like, who the hell would want to be Steven Brault on the Pirates? Come on, there's no way.
Right, but see, that's why it should be believable. I'm not claiming I'm Mike Trout playing with you, I'm this guy who doesn't even have a job right now. Like, why would I lie about that? That doesn't make any sense.
I am so happy that you've got a great thought and way about you when it comes to this, because it's not easy. Truth be told, I didn't know whether to not text you after you got DFA'd. And I was like, screw it. I've been DFA'd. And I appreciated when people reached out to kind of take us through the entire process. How did this whole thing unfold?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I had just finished a workout in the morning, and I saw that I missed a call from Ben Cherington. And so it was like, 2 days before the deadline for the tender deadline. And he left a voicemail and said, hey, in a somber tone, hey, Steven, I need you to call me back when you can. And so it's like, okay, well, I know it's coming. So I called him back and we talked on the phone for like a minute and a half. He just basically said, hey, we're not going to tender you a contract. It's a tough decision we came to. We hope the best for you going forward. We appreciate everything you've done, and good luck. Basically, it was very short, succinct, good phone call. He didn't, blow smoke up my ass. He didn't take forever. He was honest and just said, we're not going to tender you a contract, and we moved on from there. Got DFA'd, and then the lockout happened, and so I haven't been able to really talk to teams at all. So now it's just kind of a waiting game. It's very interesting. Of course, this is the first year, I've ever been DFA'd. I've ever been a free agent. Would be the year that I'm not allowed to even talk to teams. So I'm figuring it out slowly, how it all works. But it's interesting. Right now I feel like I'm in super limbo world, not only not having a team, but not being able to talk to anybody. It's very strange, but it's okay.
Okay, so let's go backward. You did you have an idea this was going to happen?
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was kind of like 50-50. The one reason I thought it wouldn't happen was just because since I didn't play really last year at all, I only had, 6 starts or whatever. Um, I thought there was a chance that since my ARB number was going to be so minuscule different from it was the first year, I thought they would offer me a contract based on that and kind of get to reestablish myself back healthy, strong, all that stuff. And so I was kind of surprised. Yeah, I knew there was a definite possibility that could happen, but I was hoping, I really was, to go back for another year. But hey, I guess I was too expensive for what the Pirates wanted. So
Okay. When it happens, when you get the call, there's probably like a little bit of numbness, even though you know what it's about. What's the next call you made?
the next call was my agent. He didn't answer the phone. So
Typical agent.
typical agent, unbelievable. So then I called my dad, and I told him, and then I called my mom, and then I texted my friends, called my girlfriend, all that stuff. But it's like everybody has the same reaction where it's like, that really sucks. I'm really sorry, but hey, new opportunity. This is going to be interesting. I've been with the Pirates for 7 years, and so it's crazy to think that I've been with them for that long. And in the big leagues, I've got big league time in 6 seasons with the Pirates, and so it's been a good run. But the team is going a direction that apparently I am not a part of at the current time. So there's nothing I can do. All I can do is I've been working out really hard and doing a lot of throwing and getting healthy and everything. And I feel great. So now it's just kind of waiting for whatever to happen.
Mhm. Is the hardest part about leaving a city and an organization you've been a part of, as you said, for 7 seasons, the fact that the end was so immediate that you won't really be able to say goodbye to a lot of the people that you were close with?
Yeah, in a way, okay, so the city of Pittsburgh, I absolutely love. And the Pirates were, they've done really good things for me. And so it not being during the season or spring training or anything like that, where I'm around the people who I've known for years, it's kind of a bummer. But the truth is, the team itself, there really aren't that many guys on that team that I've played with for a significant amount of time. Most of those guys have already been traded away or DFA'd or whatever. So it's too bad leaving the guys that I got to develop friendships with this year, or maybe the last 2-3 years. But even the coaching staff, the training staff, those guys are all new. So it's just different, I guess. But yeah, saying goodbye over the phone is never quite as good. But this is how the baseball works, and this is how getting moved in the off season works. You just kind of do what you can. But I got a lot of very positive, outreach from friends and ex teammates and stuff. So it's been good. It's been very heartening, although very strange and a little nerve wracking. You're kind of in nowhere land. So
Did you appreciate it when the Pirates put out on social media, Steven, thank you so much? Or was it like, hey, if you wanted to thank me so much, you would have tendered me a contract? I looked at it like, I understand what they were trying to do, but maybe it's just better not done.
Yeah, well, here's what I'll say. So the Pittsburgh Pirates are an organization. The Pittsburgh Pirates, it's not like the GM runs the Twitter account.
I
you
know.
know. So these guys, I know these guys that would have put this out, and I really like them, and I appreciate what they've done for me. So yeah, it's nice. It's not necessarily something you really need or expect. It's not like I decided to leave or anything like that. So I see what you're saying, but it was nice.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Take the high road, brother.
Always knowing your favorite song, though, I feel like I'm not that guy. It's really weird. I know a lot of music, but most of the music that I know and listen to is not something that other people would consider their favorite song. I'm wearing the Nirvana shirt. We
I
just
see.
talked about this. I can't name 5 songs by Nirvana. I appreciate Nirvana and I like the shirt. That's why I got it. That's it.
No Nirvana on your playlist?
Not very often. No. Look, grunge, cool. If you like it, good for you. But man, just hearing people growling into a microphone and calling it singing, I can't do it, man. Dude's just Kurt Cobain just screaming the entire time. Yeah, as you are. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
My God, you were a baby when he passed away.
I know. Well, that's why. So I'm a huge Dave Grohl fan. And,
Yes, you
he
are.
was the drummer in Nirvana, and so I guess I have that connection to Nirvana, but more so like I love the Foo Fighters. I could definitely name you 5 songs by the Foo Fighters. I don't have a Foo Fighters shirt. Maybe I should get one.
We'll see. We can work on that for you.
Yeah.
Maybe the Pirates can send it to you as a parting gift. That'd be
Ah,
nice.
yeah. Well, they sent me my jerseys, so I think that's official disconnect.
Did they?
Yeah. You get the the jerseys from the year. This is not a different thing. You get them every year. You get
Oh, okay.
they get authenticated and they send them to you. But it was just
What?
funny. I got it like 2 days ago, and I'm like, well, the end of an era. My last Pirates jerseys for the season. So
Well, that's kind of nice actually that they do that. Do they send you all like the alternates and stuff? Did they send you the old like 1979 yellow
well,
one?
they used to when we used to wear it regularly. So all of our jerseys that we wore regularly. So like our white, black, black road, gray, and camo for it was Wednesdays that we played camo. So yeah, one of each of those, and then I just kind of like give them out to people who I'm close to or who want a jersey, and those are the 15 Brault jerseys you see around the world since you can't buy them anywhere. So that was a real jersey. You see a Brault jersey, it's a real MLB jersey. Steal it off the person's back, unless it's my mom, and leave her alone.
Might be one of your brothers though. We don't want to do that to them either.
Well, you don't want to mess with my brothers. They are very, very large human beings.
Are they?
Oh my gosh, I haven't told you this. Yeah, my brother that's closest to me in age, I'm the youngest of 4 boys, and the brother that's closest to me in age, he's about my height, a little bit shorter, but much stockier, and he's a nuclear physicist in the Navy. And then my next brother is an electrical engineer, but he's about 6'5", probably like 250, 260.
Oh my gosh.
And then my oldest brother is a chef, and he's like 6'6", like 350. I mean, he's a huge dude. The phrase "never trust a skinny chef" has never looked so good on on anybody else other than Roger Brault. He makes all my like dinners for the off season. He does like a catering service for me where he makes my meals. It's awesome.
That's fantastic. What's the best thing he makes?
Oh man, the best thing he makes. I like. Okay, so kind of what he does is he gets like a farmer's market box every week. That's what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he gets like all these veggies and stuff from local sources. And so based on whatever's in the box, since you don't know what it's going to be, he makes stuff based on that. So there's some stuff he makes more often than other things. His stuffed bell peppers, absolutely absurdly good. He makes turkey meatloaf with cauliflower mashed potatoes. That is just unreal. And then we have this thing. You ever heard of gourmet sauce? You know what gourmet sauce is?
No, please fill
It's
me
like
in.
almost like a teriyaki kind of soy sauce kind of
Okay.
flavor, but with like barbecue sauce in it. I don't know. You can buy it at like Target or any of those stores, but you put that on you put a chicken in a bag and fill it with gourmet sauce overnight, and then the next day you toss that on the grill. That's like our family chicken recipe, and it's unbelievable. So that with like some bok choy and some rice and oh, wow, so good.
Oh, I'm on board. No question. I like that. My brother is kind of an amateur chef. So every Sunday, I mean, the guy loves to cook. He's like also one of the smartest guys I know. He went to Yale. He got his business degree from UCLA.
Okay.
His wife got her. They met at Yale. She's an English professor. Like they're super smart, right? Off the chains.
Right.
So we have a stranger that's running through your house.
That's my roommate Connor. He's playing FIFA, but apparently he needed to grab his backpack. What do you need your backpack for? His water, I think, is what he was grabbing from his backpack, but I don't know.
His water.
His water.
Yeah, because water, of course, is legal in California. So he had to
Right.
get his water
Water.
out of his backpack. I
Yeah.
see ya. Go get him.
Ah.
Anyway, my brother loves to, during the Brown season, every Sunday, he'll make a dish that would come from the city of the team that we're playing.
Oh, I like
So,
that.
yeah, he likes to do that. Now, here's the fun part of the story. Guess my brother's name.
Norbert.
No, that was my dad, Norton.
I know. Yeah, Norton. I was hoping maybe it was a junior. Roger.
Pete.
Pete. Oh, nice. Nice. I mean, hey, get Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame, right?
So my brother was born in 1966. So Pete Rose had just finished his 4th major league season. I think something like that. So it'd be like naming your kid Juan Soto, like really good player, but you don't expect him to lead baseball in hits,
Right.
25 years later or whatever it is. But the interesting part of the story is my brother graduated from Yale in 1989 and applied to a job at Major League Baseball right when Pete Rose was getting suspended. So they're getting a resume across their desk that says Pete Rose on it. They're like, yeah, let's just take this and throw it in the trash. We're good.
I think that's what happened to my San Diego State application when I was applying to colleges too. I applied to 3 colleges: Regis University, where I went, USD, and San Diego State. And no offense to San Diego State, but it is not as academically challenging as those other 2 schools. I got accepted to both the private schools I applied to. San Diego State rejected me, and I have no idea why. I'm from San Diego. I had a really good GPA. I got a good SAT score, and then it was my backup school, and they rejected me. So good thing I got in my other schools. Otherwise, I would have been lost.
What was your SAT score?
1950, I think.
Wait, in 1950. Oh, stop.
We do it out of 2400 now.
What?
Or in California, yeah, it was like there are 3 sections. So like the essay section is an extra, 800 or something like that. So I did really good on the writing and on like the English comprehension.
You did really well on the writing.
Yeah. Okay. Save it. And then I did very poorly on the math section. Very poorly. I'm not a math guy. But I took an ACT as well. Do you know what that is?
Yes. You took both. Usually it's an either or.
California, you take them both because a lot of schools ask for both in California, actually.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And San Diego State said, crumpled up the paper and said, not that guy.
That's it.
Yeah. So whatever, man.
All right. You might be thinking to yourself, man, we're closing in on Christmas. I haven't gotten my friends or my family members something special. Let us help you out. Thanks to our friends at Dugout Mugs. Go to dugoutmugs.com. Use the code word JOMBOY. You're going to get 30% off of the site. But go do this before they sell out, right? You've seen me talking about the wood bat. Put the engraving. You can get the Chris Rose rotation. You can get whatever you want. The logo of your favorite team. You could even put your face on this thing if you really wanted to. Although I've seen you, I don't suggest it. You could get the wind up, right? This is beautiful. Oh, would you like some Chardonnay, honey? Cheers. You sip this thing down. There's a bottle opener, which is so popular that somebody in my family actually stole it off my desk. And don't forget about the little knob shot. I've got mine from JOMBOY All-Star Week. In addition to ordering like 4 or 5 of these things and just cheering, throwing some eggnog or whatever you want to put in here back to do this, you could also make really cool sounds with it. Ready? Plouffe taught me this. I love that. I'm going to do it again. Show you one more time. If that's not reason enough to go buy a knob shot from Dugout Mugs, I don't know what is. So once again, go do your thing. These make for the great gift, maybe even a stocking stuffer. It's very simple. It's dugoutmugs.com. Keyword there is JOMBOY. You're going to get 30% off your offer. So go do this and make it a happy holiday season. Cheers. I want to get back to the pitching because of the predicament you're in. I suppose predicament's the right word because you're a free agent. You can't talk to teams until the lockouts finish. Mm-hmm. And then there's, unfortunately, you're coming off an injury-plagued season. Mm-hmm. So is it almost like you have to send video once this is all done? Will you and your agent send video to teams to show you're healthy, or how's that going to work?
Possibly, most likely. I mean, most likely it'll go back to the old days. I'll probably throw a bullpen for scouts. It's probably what I'll do. Maybe
Oh,
even a
wow.
few.
And like, so 20 teams will show up or whatever.
Yeah, whoever wants to come see it. That's still people still do that to this day. I mean, Verlander just did it, but he's
Right.
Justin Verlander, so things are a little bit different. I'm sure. What did they say? Like 27 teams showed up or something like that, and they're all came with their checkbooks, like blank check, wide open. I don't think I'm gonna get that.
Could be.
Yeah. But it's yeah, it's the same kind of system, and that still happens. Trevor Williams signed with the Cubs before last year. We talked about that. He threw a bullpen for a Cubs scout. This is kind of something that it still goes on. You just don't really hear about it as much because it's not like usually the big name guys that do it. But we did just hear about Verlander doing it. So it's kind of proving my point that it still happens.
So this is going to, whenever it happens, it's probably going to happen fast, right? Unfortunately, I think we're looking at a lengthy lockout, and then kind of, boy, the minute it's signed, there's going to be an influx of veterans that are just going to have to kind of sign on the dotted line, a 1-year deal, and go and end up wherever you end up. Like, are you mentally bracing yourself for something like that over the next several months?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I obviously I can't really talk about the lockout or anything, even though I'm not even on a 40-man roster, but still. But all I can say is I hope it ends ASAP. Because it would be nice to be able to start talking to teams, because like the less amount of time you have, the less amount of time you have to kind of negotiate or have different options or prove to teams that you should be on the team, stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a very strange, hopefully not too short of a window there, but we'll see how long this takes to get fixed.
I think that you would be a very appealing player to a lot of teams because you don't have a gazillion innings under you. You're still 29. You're left-handed. You're a good dude. You can sing. Am I helping build the resume here?
Yeah, totally. You forgot the part where I'm just devastatingly handsome. You got to throw that out there as
Sure.
well. I'm extremely humble. I'm easily the most humble person that I've ever met. And
Certainly the most humble person on this 2-person podcast, right?
Absolutely, no question. But yeah, no, what's weird about that is like you never know what people are looking for. You never know what scouts are looking for, except nowadays. Now they do have some very specific numbers that they look at, analytics and stuff like that. But the intangibles, who knows? I mean, we've all seen Moneyball. That stuff's real. I just got asked me who I looked like, and I said, a Mexican pitcher with the Rockies, and he goes, "No, I mean your face." I was like, "What?" He goes, I got a young Tom Glavine, good looking white dude. And I was like, what is happening right now? This guy's standing right in front of me, telling me he's like, oh yeah, good looking white dude. Yeah, saw it on the mound. I was like, what? Dude, it was the weirdest thing ever. I couldn't believe that it was happening. So you just never know what they're looking for.
How much are you paying attention to the lockout? Like, are you calling, you have friends that are player reps for other teams.
Mm-hmm.
Since you are not on a particular team, do you call these guys and say, hey, how we looking? What's going on? Or do you kind of keep your head out of it?
I follow it. I still get updates. Yeah. But dude, it's just weird. It's kind of weird being on the outside looking in. I feel like I can't really, add anything or suggest anything. Not that I really would anyway. I don't know anything about business or negotiating. So I'm just kind of like, hey, let's do this. Let's get this
So that
done
part was not
ASAP.
on the SAT.
No.
Labor negotiations was not part of it.
I took an English for business class in high school. I learned how to do my taxes and how to do a good business handshake. So I have some business.
What is it? Give me the business handshake.
You got to go weave to weave. Make sure that you tuck those in nicely. They call this the weave of the hand. So you got to weave to weave. A firm, but not, you don't want to strangle the person, but a nice firm grip and one shake. That's it. One shake, release.
Do you know the name or names of the people who have given you the hardest handshake grip ever? Because I have two of them in my life.
Yeah. Okay, I have two separate stories. I think the strongest handshake I ever had was actually, let's see if Connor remembers. Connor, what was the name of the catcher's coach for the Orioles that had this super strong handshake? You remember that guy in the minor leagues? Yeah, Donnie Warner. He was Orioles catcher's coach in the minor leagues, and he would come up to you and shake your hand and judge if you were going to have elbow problems based on your handshake string. Talk about old timey baseball, right? He would literally come up and shake your hand, and he'd be like, "You're going to stay healthy." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, you got a good handshake." I was like, "Well, that's my right arm. I don't even use that arm to pitch. Does that even matter?" Yeah. And then the second one, the complete opposite story. When I got to Regis, the guy who picked me up from the airport was actually, like the school custodian. And he also it's a very small school. So he was the head custodian, and he also was like the baseball, team manager kind of guy, right? Like 60-year-old, very large black man with the biggest hands I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, I went to shake his hand and my hand disappeared in his hand. His whole hand just covered mine. But then he gave the gentlest handshake ever. It was so nice. I'll never forget that handshake. It's how weird is that? I still remember. Handshakes can leave an impression. They really can.
They can. So I've got two of them. The first one is actually a San Diego football legend, Billy Ray Smith. He was first. You know Billy Ray?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So he was drafted in the first round, I think, in 1983. The Chargers had like 3 first-round picks that year, and I think he was the first one of them, maybe. And I'd known Billy Ray through Fox and Fox Sports Radio and all sorts of stuff, and he's been a radio legend down there forever. He intentionally would just make you want to cringe down to your knees.
Yeah.
And so whenever he would like fill in guest host on the Best Damn Sports Show period, I'd be like, I always loved him because he's super smart and charming and all that sort of stuff. But the handshake was the worst. If I could have gone elbows or fist, back in the day, we didn't have those. Really,
no. See, you wish it had been COVID time, so you had to give elbows. But he'd probably still do so. He'd probably give you a nice.
Probably would. And then the other one, which is legendary in the sports world, is Adrian Peterson. When we used to have all the prospects come on during their draft year. So in 2007, I guess he was drafted, and he came in, and we were like, we hear he gives the hardest handshakes. And sure enough, here's this kid who was maybe 20 or 21, just the vice grip, and be like, oh gosh, get off of me.
It's so funny to think that, look, that's how much a handshake leaves an impression. Like, people, you remember it. You know what I hate? I hate when people approach you with a handshake with their hand like this. It's always like people high up in business and stuff like that, because it's supposed to show like my hand's on top of yours, so they get in and they twist in.
So they come in and they like fly in from the top.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, how's it going? And I just want to just slap their hand away.
That's some bullshit.
Shake your hand like a normal person.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on board with that. Hey, it's the holiday season. You want to go out, party, go live it up with that somebody special in your life. And maybe if things are advancing the right way at the end of the night, you want to get ready for a little action. And then all of a sudden, things aren't quite working properly. So what do? Do you cower in the corner? Do you say, I'm embarrassed? No. Why don't you go get some help? It's okay. Did you know that 52% of men ages 40 to 70 deal with some form of erectile dysfunction? Well, don't just sit on the sidelines. Let's get back in the game. It's very simple. GetRoman.com/JOMBOY. You'll go speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional over the phone. They'll give you some treatment, and you're going to get $15 off of your first month of treatment. Here's the thing that I love about it. It's obviously a tough topic to talk about publicly, right? You might not want to go to the doctor's office. Then you don't want to stand in the line at the pharmacy. Thanks to Roman, you don't have to do that. Once again, it's over the phone. They'll take care of you. They send medication to your home if that's what you need. And it's all in the comforts of your own abode. You don't even have to leave the place. So just take care of the business so you can take care of that someone special in your life. Once again, it is GetRoman.com/JOMBOY for $15 off your first month. Get Roman ready and have a great time this holiday season. I'm not here to get you to badmouth your old team, but this is a serious question.
Okay.
because tanking has been a big part of the discussions and the public, at least, narration of the negotiations. Do you think that the Pirates want to put out the best team possible?
I mean, it's hard to say so if you just look at the moves they've made. I don't know if there's anybody above. Now they signed Jose Quintana, Ben Gamel. I don't know if there's anybody above second year of ARB other than that on the.
I think they signed Roberto Perez too.
Oh, that's right.
$5 million
That's
deal.
right. Yeah.
He might be the highest paid Pirate, right?
I think he is. Yeah. It's very odd. What was really weird was, talking about tanking and stuff. Every year where there would be discussions about teams that weren't spending enough money, I was always on one of the teams. Pirates were always listed as one of the teams that wasn't spending enough money. And so it was always really strange because you kind of get it sucks, of course I want to do it, but also because of that, we all have jobs, so it's like the back and forth. But no, I mean, you think they're trying to put the best team for a certain amount of money. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? So we always, I've always talked about, you give whatever you have that day, that's the effort you give. So like if I only have 80% because I didn't sleep well or whatever, then I'm going to give, 100% of that 80%. And that's what it feels like, it's like, we're not going to have as big of a payroll, but we're going to try to make the best team we can with that payroll. I don't know who decides the payroll or how that all works. Once again, I know nothing about business, but that was always weird to be a part of. It's definitely different than you look at like the Dodgers or the Yankees, but then you have teams like the Rays. The Rays spent less money than the Pirates last year and they did pretty well.
That's management's, baby right
so what's
there.
The issue? Exactly.
They're the ones who are saying, well, hold on, it can be done.
Yeah.
We don't need a floor. We don't need this, that, the other thing. Although we wouldn't mind a cap.
Yeah. I mean, it's just kind of, every team has always done it differently, but, the Pirates were able to string together some really good years, 13, 14, and 15. And then after that, it just kind of went downhill. And unfortunately, I was a part of that for a while. So, I hope the best for the organization, especially on my friends on the team. I hope that they pick things up, but it's going to be weird looking at it from the outside now.
Yep. And it'll be weird whenever that first time that you play against the Pirates in the ballpark. That will be weird, but we'll have something fun to talk about.
Yeah.
You're a huge baseball fan.
Mm-hmm.
How much did you pay attention to the free agency frenzy that we had for those 2.5 weeks or so?
Pretty closely. I mean, I wouldn't say I basically what I would do is check MLB trade rumors a few times a day,
right?
Just to kind of see what's happening. What me and my friends have talked about is apparently teams are seeing an opening in the AL West because the AL West went out and signed some big name guys. So that division might be really, really exciting to watch this year.
And your guy Adam Frazier got traded up there.
Exactly. Frazier's up there. The Rangers went and got Seager and Semien. I mean, all of a sudden they have the best middle infield in baseball. 10 years, $325 million. Whew.
Okay, so tell me, when you faced him enough to know, right? You faced him a few times.
Yeah.
Is he really that legit a game changer?
I guess so. I mean, I've pitched against the Dodgers probably 7 or 8 times, I would guess, and he hasn't been in the lineup every time because I'm left-handed. So sometimes, he would take that day off. But when I did face him, dude, he's a really good hitter. He's a solid hitter. I haven't really watched him on defense, to be honest. I would assume he's pretty good.
Well, his numbers are not. He's going to be a third baseman at some point during this contract. He's going to. His numbers have been trending down, and
well, here's the other part of it. The dude is absolutely enormous. I don't think people give enough credit for how big he is. And the thing that really put into perspective for me was we were in LA. I was pitching a game this year, and Colin Moran hit a double. Okay, so Colin gets to second base, and he's standing on second base, and he is not a small guy. He's probably 6'3", I don't know, 220, 215. He's not a small guy, not huge, but not small. And he stood next to Corey Seager, and Corey Seager made him look like he was a child. It was crazy. I knew he was big and he was an oversized shortstop. I didn't know how big. He's like 6'5", like 240, 250, something like that.
Man.
He's huge.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you're going on that. Texas is a good place to hit homers as a lefty. I think it's going to be a good match.
Yeah, but when it was interesting because you said he's solid. Like if I paid $325 million for a guy, I want a game changer. And I guess a lot of that for him is he hasn't been in a lineup enough. Like he gets hurt, and that scares me. I've got nothing against it. I think he's a really, really good baseball player.
Okay, so this is the way I always put it. So there's guys like Tatis and who else? Like Soto, people that like wow you, right? That it's really exciting when they play. And then there's guys like Seager or even Mike Trout, and Mike Trout is the ultimate extreme example of this, is a guy who is just always good. So whether, over a series, if you watch Corey Seager play for one game, you might see him go 1 for 4 with a single and be like, that's not $325 million worth. Then you watch him over 4 games, and over the 4 games, every single 4 games of the year, he's hitting 270 or 280, and he's hitting, a few doubles or a homer or 2 or something, or in some way really helping the team win, always. And so when I say solid, I mean always good.
Mm-hmm.
And he has some great moments, of course, but you don't think of Corey Seager when you think of like the best players in baseball, but he really is one of the best, just consistent players in baseball. Mike Trout signed a $500 million deal, and it would be like, it's like you don't even hear about it, because he's just Mike Trout. He's just better than everybody else, and he just does it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Tom Brady over the last week was just named Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year, and I thought it should have been Shohei.
I think it should have been Shohei too. Yeah, I thought about the same thing. I think it's, obviously what Tom Brady is doing is amazing, and him going over and winning a Super Bowl the first year with the new team. And not only does it kind of cement his legacy as the best quarterback of all time, but it also is, at his age is just really impressive. But Shohei did something that hasn't been done in so long, and he made it look so easy. And just how good he is at both sides of the baseball. Like, he won DH of the year, like just on his DH numbers, like that had nothing to do with the fact that he was also one of the best pitchers in baseball, but Tom Brady, nobody's ever won that many Super Bowls. So it's like,
I get
it's hard.
When you mentioned we haven't seen what Shohei's done in a long time, if you consider ever a long time, then I'm going to consider it a long time too. It's amazing what he did. You made this point strictly as a DH. He would have been just a stud if you just looked at him as a pitcher. Now you take the two, and Glass now said it on this show. He's like, I don't know how anybody else is going to be an MVP in his league, because even if he has just an average year as a pitcher, let's say he has a 4 ERA and makes 22 starts, and then he hits 33 home runs instead of 45 or whatever.
Still okay.
Like, who in the world is better than that?
One thing, my headphones are dying, but I can plug them in. Watch. Ready? Not gonna let them die this time.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're good. But
so yes, you were wireless and now you're wired.
Now I'm wired, and I got this little stringy. I'm gonna move it so it's not distracting.
Are those the sweaty ear kind? Like, is your ear getting sweaty or no?
I haven't yet. I'm sure if I wore them for a long time, they might. They're kind of like noise canceling, which I kind of didn't want. I wanted to be able to hear the things going on around me, but modern technology, headphones are too good. Anyway, continue.
Now, I think we're done. We've talked a ton about Shohei. He would have been the cover guy of our Sportsman of the Year. Very simple.
I agree.
All right. I want to talk to you a little bit about Field of Dreams, because I know that you watched that movie like 98 times or whatever. At least. I thought about it because our one of our family members here at JOMBOY Media, one of the co-hosts of Shea Station, Jerry Blevins, wrote a recent scathing column about why Field of Dreams is not only not a top 5 baseball movie, it's not even a good baseball movie.
Okay, that seems mean. Why?
He said that, and I don't want to misquote him, but he said something along the lines of everybody gives it a big father-son like reconnection deal. He goes, I didn't really care enough about the relationship between Ray and his father. Like there was just one good story about how they slammed the door when he went to college and all that sort of stuff. And there wasn't really much development of the relationship, which I kind of get. Like I understand. If that's the main crux of the movie, we got very little of that, didn't we?
Yeah, but I don't think that is the main crux of the movie. I think that is a subplot in the movie.
Ooh, what do you think the main point is?
I think the main point of that movie is the journey. I've always thought that the whole point of this movie is showing that he went on this journey not even knowing what he was looking for, just following his heart, all that cheesy stuff. But what it came down to was him finding what he was looking for all along was back at home. He just had to bring everything back. And so I think for me, it's more about the journey itself and, kind of the legends and the magic of baseball. That's why I love Field of Dreams so much, is because baseball has a different feeling to it. For me, I've always thought that there's something magical about it. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful game. It's so nice to watch. And I think Field of Dreams is the only movie that captures the magic in a serious way. Because then you've got, like Angels in the Outfield, which I honestly, here's my hot take. I don't like that movie at all. I really don't. And I've gotten a lot of shit for it because I don't like it. Or, what is that? Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Don't like that movie either. It's got some funny one-liners. I'll give it that, but not my jam. Field of Dreams has always been my favorite. We used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. And I think that like the Field of Dreams event they did this year was, they nailed it. Couldn't have done it better.
Nail it.
It was
no
amazing.
Question. What was your favorite part of the movie?
I think my favorite part of the movie is when he goes to get what's the guy's name?
Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann, yeah. So he goes to get Terrence Mann from his office, and he goes up, and I've always thought the ringing of the door, the knocker, I always thought that was funny. Like I had never seen one of those, but I guess they existed. But then when he's, I'm sorry to have to do this, Mr. Mann, but I've got a gun. He's like, that's your finger. And he's like, no, it's not. It's a gun. It's like, show me. Like that whole exchange where he eventually follows him to the baseball game. Yeah. He's like trying to kidnap him to take him to a baseball game.
Yeah, Terrence Mann is like trying to spray him out. He's like, you're one of those hippies. Get out of here. Yeah.
Go back to the 60s. Yeah. Yeah. I love that scene, of course. But Moonlight Graham, dude, what a classic character to have as like a cameo, a secondary character that, is just this kid that is, wide-eyed. We've all been that kid, and especially Major League Baseball players. Everybody, when you first get to the big leagues, you're, oh my gosh, everything is so big and beautiful and amazing and everything you ever dreamed of. And that kid was living out that dream, and he was doing it in the field in the middle of Iowa, and so I think it's just so beautiful. It shows the beauty, the magic of baseball.
See, but to me, that's the best part of the movie is the Moonlight Graham story, to be honest with you. Right. Yeah. A guy who gave up everything to go save lives and be a doctor. And then in that horrible scene where Kevin Costner's brother-in-law knocks the daughter, drops her off of the stands. And so Moonlight Graham has to leave his Field of Dreams to then cross over into the real world so that he can save this young girl's life. First of all, like, I'm sorry. I'm not an actor, but that scene where they drop her was just horrible.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not the best acting ever. I think Kevin Costner is perfect for these roles. That's why I like In for Love of the Game. I think he's really good too, because I think that he plays like this straight kind of, there's not much acting to it, to be honest. It's just basically Kevin Costner's personality. Right.
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. I think Costner does well, but yes,
Oh,
that scene
no,
is
he's
pretty
great in the
cheesy.
movie. I got no problem with it. But this scene here is, I do like, I got a little teary eyed when Moonlight Graham now becomes the doctor and his baseball dream is over. Like he was having the time of his life. He's winking at a pitcher. He's hits a sac fly, the whole bit, and here he is to, you know,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still like that. He never got an official at bat, right? He
right?
never, so he still but he has an RBI, so he is technically in the,
He's in the book.
in the book.
Yeah.
Um, but
Can
it
we?
is, I think that's funny. I think that the hot dog part is funny. I've always thought that was funny, where everybody's like, "What do we do?" and nobody's thinking like, I don't know, try to push on her chest or something. Like, what do we got going on here? Nobody took CPR training classes, apparently.
Can we agree though that Ray's wife Annie, if he had been like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna plow under the corn so I could build a baseball diamond. Where's the scene where she's like, the fuck you are?
Yeah.
We ain't doing that shit. Are you a nut job?
Yeah,
Like, come on.
there's like the halfway, like, I don't think it's a great idea, probably shouldn't do it, whatever, but if you need to do it, then do it. No, that wouldn't happen. Well, that's the beauty of movies. It's not real life, you know. You don't have the voice of reason. The voice of reason was the uncle. I mean, he was the one trying to, Ray, you're gonna have to sell this farm. But
Yep.
hey,
It was
makes for a
good.
great movie.
Um, let's see how you do on a little quiz of
Okay.
Field of Dreams.
All
You
right.
think you'll do okay?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
I got 3 questions. I don't think they're impossible, but maybe a little challenging.
Okay.
This one, first one, I think you should get. Where did Ray and Annie go to college? Come on, hippie school, 60s.
Yeah, I know. I'm Brown.
Brown.
Is it an Ivy League school?
No, but it's on par with it academically. It's a very good school. And it's a little closer.
UCLA,
It's a little closer to you.
not UCLA.
Berkeley.
Berkeley. Okay. Yeah. Hey, why those kind of, who cares? Why would it matter? If that's the easy one, these next 2 questions are going to be ridiculous.
You're going to know this one. Which dead ball player was not allowed to play with the others because they told him to stick it because they never liked him?
Oh, Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ty Cobb was a well-known ass,
Yes.
racist piece of shit. I hate that guy. I can't believe, like, it's like forgotten. Nobody talks about it, you know, but he was terrible. There's so many stories of him purposely hurting people and, you know, saying
Wasn't there
terrible
one
things.
report that he beat up like a guy in a wheelchair or something? Did you
I
ever
haven't
read
heard
that
that,
one?
but probably. I'm not surprised. If anybody would, it's Ty Cobb.
You would have hit him back in the day.
Oh,
You would've
back in
thrown
the
at him.
day? Oh, absolutely. That's what you did. I just got to be afraid he's going to pull a knife out of his waistline.
All right. This is a good one. When Ray takes a walk in Chisholm, Minnesota, right? He's out there. He and Terrence Mann are working their way back to Minnesota, and Terrence Mann has to call his dad, you know, because, oh my gosh, I'm missing, right?
Yeah.
So Reagan takes a walk in the streets, and he realizes that he's like in 1972. What movie is on the marquee?
It's Indiana Jones, isn't it?
No, 1972.
Oh, Star Wars. What is it?
Still too early. The Godfather.
Oh, The Godfather. Well, Star Wars came out, what, 77? Sorry.
Yeah, 76 or 7, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I knew it was, you know, obviously it's one of those big movies, but
Yeah.
that's another one of those details. Like, yeah, of course I've seen it a million times. I never really thought about it. I do like that hat scene though, you know, the misty night, foggy night with the street light.
It's a little freaky when he like figures out like I'm in some sort of time warp, and he looks at the license plate and he brushes away the dust, and the decal says 1972, and you're like, ooh.
Gotta love it. That stuff always gets me.
Yes. I love that. And I love the music. The music of every part of that movie is.
And it has, I mean, if you have a movie that, if I say to, let's say, 60% of people who are of my age or older,
Mhm.
and I say, if you build it, he will come. They might not know exactly the movie, but they know the line,
Yes, you're right.
right?
Yeah.
And they don't know who it's talking about or what. They'll be like, "Oh, what's that from again?" But they will know the line because
Yep.
it gets said all the
Iconic.
time. Yeah, it's iconic.
I saw it. I think it came out in 1988. So I was, depending on what time of year it came out, I was either a junior or senior in high school. And I went with one of my best friends, Craig Gretter, who is the least emotional person ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a baseball fan, but he wasn't like a diehard baseball fan.
Right.
And so we went and we saw it. And I walked out of there and I'm like bouncing around. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's awesome. I said, what'd you think? He goes, it was okay. I was like, oh my God, you don't have an emotional bone in your body, Gretter. Damn you.
It was nominated for Best Picture, wasn't it?
It might have been like best screenplay or
Yeah,
adapted
something like
screenplay because
that.
it was a book, which I
Mhm.
also read in a sports literature class at Miami University.
How was the book? I've never read it.
The book's great. The book's great. It's called Shoeless Joe. It's a very quick read. Go read it. It's very easy. By the
Yeah.
way, Blevins, in his scathing column of Field of Dreams, also said he could not get past the point that they made Joe Jackson a right-handed hitter when he was left-handed.
Yeah, I mean,
We couldn't have flipped
get over
him
it.
like they did with Costner and Bull Durham when they made him a switch hitter.
Yeah, okay. So this is something I always go back to: baseball action. Okay, baseball action in baseball movies, very important. Okay, Moneyball, best baseball action ever by far, because they use real baseball players. That's not fair. Okay, then there's movies like Major League, and I would throw like Bull Durham and a lot of those movies where it's like fine, it's middling, it's not good, it's not terrible. They use camera angles to try to actually show the least amount possible, right? Then Field of Dreams does old timey baseball action really, really well, where the game's not as fast, it's played differently, but all the times that they're playing in the background, like not only is it people playing baseball, but it looks like old timey baseball being played. You know what I mean? The way that they bunt, the way that they hit, it's all. I think they actually did a really, really good job. Yeah, and Kevin Costner's good. You know, he was a college or high school baseball player.
I mean, he's always been good.
Like for love of the game, his pitching is great. You know, it's cool.
I mean, Charlie Sheen was a legit player. Like he could really throw. And in Major League, he's, that's him doing his stuff.
Yeah. So. And then there's Bull Durham, where it's some of it's kind of but Kevin Costner's got a nice swing.
We'll have to break down Bull Durham. I think it's. Yeah. I am a huge Bull Durham fan.
I like Bull Durham too. I could have done without the love story taking up so much of the time of the movie.
I get that. I understand. It's funny because you talk about whether or not baseball translates on the big screen. Kurt Warner, with whom I work at NFL Network, has a movie coming out on Christmas Day. I think it's, what's it called? I forget what it is. It's his story where he's stocking grocery shelves and working his way through the Arena League and all that to eventually become two-time league MVP, a Super Bowl champ, and eventually a Hall of Famer. And so I texted him. I said, hey, I saw the movie. They had a nice screening for the people at NFL Network. He goes, you have to be honest. What'd you think of the football scenes? I said, well, I said, I'm basing it on like Miracle, the movie Miracle, where I thought the hockey scenes were incredible.
Yeah, well, the beauty of hockey is you never have to show the players' faces. So you're never you don't have to be really close up on the action. So they just have real hockey players.
So I said that that's the standard. And then a lot of the shit baseball movies that we've talked about where it's just horrible. I said it was actually kind of somewhere in the middle. I said it's hard. Like nobody's going to be the size of Orlando Pace, who's 6'8" and 330 pounds. Right. Good luck finding that actor.
Yeah, exactly.
And
okay. So here's the worst. Do you know what the worst baseball action in any movie is? And it really made me sad because the movie itself was good and important and impactful. 42.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Terrible baseball action. By far the worst. So unfortunate because the movie itself is so good, But then I can't. It's taken me out of the movie every time they're showing Jackie Robinson do anything on a baseball field. I'm like, "God, that ball looks ridiculous."
Mm.
The whole time it looked terrible. That was too bad.
I want to give Kurt a shout out. American Underdog, according to our outstanding producer Robbie Scirocco. I apologize, Kurt, if you're listening.
On Christmas Day. It sounds. I mean, it's like a movie, but it's getting released on like NFL Network or something.
No, it's getting released in theaters. It was his story was taken to the big screen, and it actually they did a good job. You know, I know most of the story. I knew there was a couple parts where I was like, "Wow, Kurt, that really happened." You know, but I've been around him enough to know most of his journey. My wife did not know a thing about it.
Oh, okay.
She knows Kurt. She met him. You know, met his wife and some family members, but did not know his particular. She's like, "Why is this a movie?" And then she walked out there. She's like, "Okay, I get it now."
Okay, I get why it's a movie. I bet. See, that's probably what I'm going to be like because I know that he like what you were describing. I know that part of the story. A very generic, overarching. He never got any offers. He was bagging groceries, and he did that, and he got to the NFL. But I don't know all the specifics of the story there.
Yeah, no, it's good. It was well done. Before we get out of here, new categories.
Oh,
yeah, I think you'll like some of them too. Here we go. Ring chaser.
okay.
Oh, this is good. I asked Glassnow and Giolito together got that one. Ring chaser. So we know the ring is the ultimate thing. Like you will do anything to get yourself a World Series ring, right?
Yes.
Right. Would you have a singing voice like Kermit the Frog for the next 5 years if I could guarantee you a World Series ring?
100%. You got to make it harder than that. Kermit the Frog songs are famous, bro. Kids love them. Got to make it
Every
harder.
time you open your mouth, you have to sound like Kermit the Frog.
What's this song about being green? It's not easy being green.
It's not easy being green.
It's not easy being green.
I would absolutely do Kermit the Frog. I mean, you can make my talking voice Kermit the Frog. I'd still do it. Come on.
Hey, Chris, it's so good to be on the show. Thank you so much for bringing me here.
It don't actually would be your last appearance on the show then.
No, it's not. Come on, Chris, give me a chance.
Hi ho, Piggy. Why are there so many songs about rainbows?
Look at you. That's really good.
Thank you.
You definitely did Kermit the Frog impressions for your kids in there.
Dude, all that stupid stuff. I did a lot of talking to myself as a kid.
Hey, give me another one. Let's just do another one. I want to do another one.
Another impression. I've done my Bochi.
Another wheel.
Oh, you want another topic?
I want a double dip.
Oh my God. Well, it's been a while since we've had you on. I'm here to make your dreams come true.
Thank you so much.
Ooh. All right. You have your choice. It kind of landed in the middle. Either Stevie's Wondering or Wild Ride.
I mean, Stevie's Wondering has my name in it, so I guess we'll go with that one.
Okay, Stevie's Wondering. I'm wondering, are you very superstitious on the baseball diamond? And if so,
oh, I get it.
What is?
When we had Adam Frazier on there, I kind of talked about this a little bit. I am not superstitious, as many of us now say. I'm just a little stitious. It's like I'm more of if something worked. If I did something and I did well, then why would I change it for next time? I'll just do it the same, just because it worked last time, so I'll do it the same next time. But I'm not like, I need to put my socks on the right foot first.
But there are guys like that.
Oh, plenty. It's amazing. I do still believe in all the little baseball ones. Like if somebody's throwing a no-hitter, the only people that can talk about it are announcers. They're the only people who can say something about it are the broadcasters of the game. They can talk about it because you have to alert the fans that it's happening. So they have the green light. But anybody else, including fans, you can't talk about it. I also, when I was in college, we did like the 2-2 with 2 outs. We'd all take our hats off and shake them, all that stuff.
You
I like
crazy
it.
Regis kids.
Yeah, we were insane. That's all that little stuff. I'm all about it. Yeah, it's fun. If I wear a black jersey, or like when I was playing with the Pirates, if I wore the black jersey at home and had a good start, my next start I would wear the black jersey again. Right.
Okay.
If I did
Just
poorly,
pitchers.
I'd switch it up.
Yeah.
But if the team had won 2 games in a row, then I'd wear the same color that we had been wearing. You can't change up the streak.
And you never pulled the Chris Sale and took a scissors to a jersey, right?
No, I've never done that. I've never done that. I did see we did like the super old timey jerseys against the Cubs a few years ago, and the Cubs jerseys had collars, and I was like, that looks very uncomfortable and unfortunate. So if I was on the Cubs at that time, I might have just cut my collar off. They were like up to here, like they were like turtleneck collar. It was terrible.
Marketing people getting in the way of baseball yet again.
Damn
you. What do you have coming up on for the holidays with your family?
Yeah, I'm going to celebrate Christmas with my girlfriend's family first before Christmas, and then
where's that, by the way?
Arizona.
Okay.
And then we're coming back here and celebrating with my family for Christmas. And my family does like a big Christmas Eve party. Christmas Eve night is, we do a big party, and then Christmas morning, my immediate family, we all get together and do presents, which is basically just the grandbabies opening presents and the rest of us sitting around drinking champagne, because what else are we going to do?
Okay.
And then sometimes we have another family party that day. It just kind of all depends on how we're feeling. And then I always go see a movie on Christmas evening in the theaters. Yeah. So
do you know what you're going to go see this year?
I don't. I can't go see American Underdog because my girlfriend will be with me, and she's not a huge sports movie fan.
You're not going to disappoint me. It's okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I kind of play it by ear. I haven't really looked at what's going to be out, but after being around all your family all day, and it's nice to kind of turn off your phone and just shut it down and go watch a movie.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I imagine you will have won her family over.
I'm working on it. We're doing our best.
I bet you it's better than that.
Oh, thank you.
I bet
we'll
you.
See. I think I did pretty well with the gifts. So.
Oh, you already bought all the gifts and stuff?
Yeah, I only have one gift that I still have yet to get, and it's for my brother, who is, we do a secret Santa among the brothers. So nice. I can't say which brother it is because they do listen to this.
Okay.
But one of you, I don't have your gift yet, but I will get it. It's just my brothers, we don't do like hey, this is what I want for Christmas. Like the women in my family also do a secret Santa, but they all make like wish lists that they can all see, so they know what to get each other. Me and my brothers, that's too much work. So it's just kind of like, figure it out. Don't ruin Christmas. So we'll see.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. We're having everybody, I guess we'll go up to my mother-in-law's for Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day, the Browns play. So we'll be
how exciting. Oh, hurrah. So excited, Chris. You're going to have so much fun. Go Browns.
Will you stop?
I'm going to be honest. The Cleveland football stadium is a blight upon the world, should be destroyed and should be rebuilt as literally anything else.
The new stadium?
Yeah.
You've been in that thing?
No, I've seen it. Just seen pictures of it. It's just, we gotta get a new color scheme for that team. It just is so
they're
ugly.
Called the Browns. So
I know. But the Red Sox wear blue socks.
Well, we have orange in our color scheme. We have orange, white, and brown. We are very traditional.
I mean, okay, but honestly, do you think that the color scheme is good? I think their new uniforms are better than their old ones. I will say
because they're classic. They went retro. Like when they go brown jerseys and orange pants, it takes me back to like 1985. And no, they'd stopped wearing those in like 83 or whatever. So it takes me back to my childhood.
Okay, that's nice.
It's a little nostalgia for me. I'm like, oh, the orange pants are so on fire.
Yeah,
But the key
I may not be a Pittsburgh Pirate anymore. Okay. But I still hate Cleveland. That's ingrained in here. Unless I play for the Indians, I will hate Cleveland.
You mean the Guardians?
Oh my gosh. That's right. The Guardians.
That's
Sorry.
what Michelle said. She goes, well, can he go to the Guardians now? I was like, he can, honey. Yeah,
Okay.
he can.
It wouldn't be bad to be on the first iteration of the Cleveland Guardians.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty cool little thing to have under your belt.
Yeah. Good organization, nice people, nice stadium.
The nice stadium. I really like their baseball stadium. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. And even though the fans don't show up, they actually do care about the team. They actually have some of the best local TV ratings in the country. So
that's cool.
I'm just trying to sell you.
Hey, thank you. I really appreciate it. If they contact me, I'll let you know.
It's good catching up with you, Steven. I always enjoy it. Enjoy the conversation. I'll be rooting for a quick work stoppage.
Yes, me too. I really appreciate it. It's always fun coming back on and talking to you and realizing that trivia about movies is always so hard. Apparently, I don't watch movies correctly because I always get movie trivia wrong.
I know. I debated doing the Godfather one, but I thought since you are so good at picking up stuff like that, you'd be like, yeah, I was the Godfather.
Yeah, I knew it was one of those big movies, but
yeah. But then I also forget how young you are. That you were.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's really kind of demoralizing for me. You were born in 92?
92.
Oh, God.
I know. Isn't that weird? But I mean, I do the same thing. People who are born in the year 2000 can drink now. It's crazy.
Including my son.
Oh, nice. My mom was really proud of herself for getting her 4 boys to 21 without jail time or any pregnancies out of wedlock. She was very, very happy about that.
That's
I'll
well
never
done,
forget
dude.
that. She came to Colorado for my 21st birthday just to toast herself. So
That actually is a hell of an achievement if you think about it.
I know.
Pretty good. Well, this was a blast as always. Enjoy the holidays. Best to you and your entire family. And we will see you in 2022 when we catch up.
Thank you very
if
much.
That's okay with you.
Absolutely. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
folks.
Special shout out to our producer, editor extraordinaire, the one and only Robbie Scirocco. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of JOMBOY Media.